Laying the foundation of our new empire is of the utmost importance.
Indeed. What is the status of Project War Mantle?
On schedule, sir. Our top recruits are here to begin their training. A strong ruling government requires an increase in soldiers to maintain order throughout the galaxy.
Our facilities are fully capable of creating more clones for the task.
Sustaining such a vast engagement is not one clones must do alone. There are other ways of producing loyal soldiers. May I present our first elite squad? I believe it will strengthen the future of this burgeoning empire.
What are they celebrating?
The end of the war.
Isn't that good?
Depends which side you're on.
Our individual chain code. Every citizen can exchange their invalid currency for Imperial credits at no cost, thanks to the generosity of the new Galactic Empire.
Welcome to A Conspiracy in the Force, the show where we examine parallel conspiracies in a galaxy far, far away and a galaxy not so far away. The show is designed as an introduction to modern-day conspiracy theories by using Star Wars, one of the most beloved fictional universes, as a point of reference. Let's begin. Hey, Conspiracy Kyle here. If you like this podcast, please rate, subscribe, and review wherever you listen to podcasts. It greatly helps out the show, and it's much appreciated. Also, please follow me on Twitter and Instagram at conspiracy_Kyle, and that's conspiracy with a K. Also, follow me on YouTube at Conspiracy Kyle, once again with a K. Now on to the show. This episode is titled, We Are the Bad Batch 2. On this episode, we will dig into some of the themes and conspiratorial elements present in episodes 3 and 4 of the Bad Batch series. If you haven't already, go back and check out my first episode on this series, titled We Are the Bad Batch, for additional context on the show's synopsis and characters. This series is set right after the events of the prequels, so we are beginning to see the seeds of the empire we know from the original trilogy starting to grow. One really interesting thing that is happening is the discussion of human soldiers versus clone soldiers. Imperial leader Tarkin is starting to take issue with clones as they are, 1, very expensive to purchase, and 2, clones like the Bad Batch have shown that they have some ability for free thinking against their underlying programming. So the Imperials are starting to recruit elite human soldiers into the rank and file under what is dubbed Operation War Mantle. We do know by the time the original trilogy kicks off, the stormtroopers are all humans. There are no more clones. So we are starting to see possibilities of a clone purge starting to happen. Very similar to what happened to the Jedi. What's interesting though is this phase out is almost equally opposite to what's happening in our world. In our day, we have been seeing the rise of robotics as a means to somewhat phase out humanity. This rollout of robots has been given a PR spin to say that these technological advancements are here to help us be more efficient and more effective in tasks. But really the end goal is for our jobs to be replaced by robots. And to Tarkin's point about cost, the elites in our world believe that all of us peons are costly in terms of our carbon footprint and resource consumption. Another reason why they are so hell-bent on depopulating us, but maintaining economies for their own use through robotics. Something else we are seeing as part of the Empire's takeover is a new form of currency being created. In the prequels, you hear talk of galactic credits, which was the common form of currency in the Old Republic, but now you are hearing of Imperial credits, which is a successor to the Republic credit and being divvied out by this new regime. In episode 4 of this series, you hear an Imperial officer discussing how to exchange your old credits for new. It's inferred that you are unable to do so unless you are registered with this new government through what's called a chain code, which we discussed on the previous Bad Batch podcast. Very similar in our world, though it hasn't happened yet, is the potential future changeover of our currency into a single cryptocurrency, loosely called FedCoin. Theories about this abound, about how this could replace the dollar and potentially all other cryptocurrencies, as well as how this could be tied to a social credit score system that would affect how much money your FedCoin wallet would be filled with, based on your overall behavior in compliance with rules and regulations. Very scary stuff, Black Mirror type stuff. Remember Padme's line from the prequels about the formation of the Empire? "This is how liberty dies," with thunderous applause? Well, you see that happening in this series as well. Imperial troopers are marching through the streets to loud cheers from the citizens, because in their mind, the war is over. Little do they know that they themselves are now under an oppressive system. But the propaganda is working on them. As Palpatine said, and this was likely quoted to all corners of the galaxy, the Galactic Empire would allow for a, quote, safe and secure society, unquote. Yeah, I think we know how that plays out. Just ask the people of Alderaan how safe and secure their planet was. And now let's shift away from politics. In the third episode, the crew crash lands on an abandoned moon and faces off against a dragon, which is hell-bent on destroying parts of their ship. Due to their quick reconnaissance of this creature, they discover that this creature feasts on pure energy. They are able to divert the creature with a flashlight and escape. I can't help but think about this monster in terms of negative people in our world, or the mainstream media, or even people on social media. There are many unhappy people out there, even more so after 2020, that are hell-bent on taking your positive energy away. And we often even allow ourselves to let our energy be drained from these people, or even by focusing in on things that don't provide us with any positivity, that drains us as well. You may have heard the term loosh before, which is generally defined as our human energy or life force. The powers that be, whether physical or demonic or otherwise, thrive on taking our loosh from us. Think of vampires. That's their primary goal, to deprive others of their blood. We need to be cognizant of people in situations that dwindle this energy or loosh from us. That's why eating right, exercising, reading, researching, meditating, praying, and generally having an overall positive attitude is so important. All of these things can help provide a barrier from the dark forces that are trying to drain us. This is especially important for those of us who believe in these truths of what's really going on in our world, because it creates an even larger target on our back by these energy monsters. But we have to stay strong and keep fighting and keep growing. We are the Bad Batch. May the Force, the true life force, be with you.